Hey everybody, this is Jeffrey Jansen. I am going live today. It's a nice day outside. We're coming up into the evening hours right now. Right now, I am in the process over the last couple weeks educating people more on what identity theft is and how identity theft affects you and your family. And a lot of times you see me really energized and motivated for a lot of stuff that I do or helping out people. But I think one of the biggest crimes, and it actually is the largest crime in the United States, is what identity theft is. And what I want to do is I want to give you more information on what it is, how it affects you and your family, who is at risk, why they're at risk, and also answer any questions that come up in the comment section. So first, I want to get started off by actually going over some of the different identity theft breaches that have been. The FCC, they had an identity theft breach. The Department of Defense had an identity theft breach. These were all people's information. We all know about the Equifax one. That's been in the news every day, and it's getting worse and worse. You know, everywhere from Blockbuster Video, to Jimmy John's, to Sonic's, to basically Anthem, you name it, places have been breached. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is they hear all these breaches, but they don't understand what that means by what does it mean when I got breached, and why does everybody want my money, and why, first off, don't pay anybody for anything. Okay, at least not until you're more educated on it, because right now the reason why is because Equifax had a breach, and then you got a company out there like LifeLock who's sitting there capitalizing on this breach. What people don't know is Equifax and LifeLock are the same. LifeLock uses all of Equifax's services for identity theft, so that's the reason why even the government's saying be careful on what you do. Now, what I want to do is I want to go into some of the meat and potatoes of how identity theft is and what is used. Okay? Now, let's get this out of the way first. Only 17% of identity theft has anything to do with your credit or your credit reports, okay? So in other words, only 17% has anything to do with your banks, your credit reports, your credit scores, stuff like that, all right? And the reason why I say that is because everybody thinks that, oh, my bank is going to take care of it, or, oh, they can just have my credit, because first off, you've got to get away from that mindset, because what identity theft is this. Let's go ahead and start what they steal. First off, an identity thief is going to go into all these companies, and they're going to steal your social security number, and they're going to steal your driver's license number. We'll just go with those two first off, okay? Within the first 2 months of these people stealing this information, within the first 24 hours of them stealing your, we'll say your social security number. That's what they want to steal. They want it, okay? First off, you don't know they're stealing it. The company that they stole it from doesn't know they're stealing it, because it's not like something physical where they take it and it automatically disappears. So once they get your social security number, they then go on the black web. So now they have your social security number. Everybody's got a social security number, okay? But the problem is people don't understand that a social security number has nothing attached to it. Okay, your social security is just that. It's just a number that can be traced back to you and who you are. However, when these identity thieves get it, they then sell it. They're not doing anything with it other than selling it, which means since it's not missing and nobody sees it missing, they're selling it over 1,000 times within the first 24 hours. First 48 hours, you can double that. Okay, so in other words, and they're selling your social security number for $10 per sale, and they sell it as many times as they can, and you have all these people or companies or countries, they're all buying your social security number. Now, what does that mean? That means they can sit on these numbers for years. They can sit on them for a couple hours, a couple days, a couple years. They can sit on them for as long as they want, because one thing that we can never get back is our social security number. Even though we're using it, now all of a sudden they're selling it to other people for them to use it also. Thing about it is, the only time you know that you've been breached is the person that bought, not the person that sold, but the person that bought that social security number on the black web. They go out and they buy a new car, or they go out and they open up a bank account. They go out and they apply for a passport, or they get a driver's license or something like that, okay? Now all of a sudden they're not paying their bills. All of a sudden they realize, hey, I'm not this person anyway. I just used a fake name with a fake birth date with this social security number I bought, and I'm somebody completely different. Now what's going on is they disappear, and they go and use another social security number, or they open up 20, 30 different accounts with that social security number. Not the person that sold it to them, but the person that bought it. Now, What does that mean? That means when they go and research the social security number, it's going to be traced back to you. That means your kids, I mean, there's kids as young as 3 years old that have over $70,000 in debt because somebody got a hold of their social security number, went out and started opening up bank accounts, credit accounts, stuff like that. Okay? And people that say, well, I have bad credit, nobody needs it. Going back to what I originally started off with, it doesn't matter if you have good or bad credit. This has nothing to do with that. Because if you think about it, the worse credit you are, the worse off you are. Because if you have bad credit, you get things from different banks. You get things from different companies that say, hey, we're going to charge you 60% interest to help you build your credit back up. Well, guess what? They're getting the same information. They're going out there and they're not caring about what they sign or what they're attaching your numbers to, and they're taking the money and running. Okay? Now, when you go file your taxes, remember, with the Social Security number, take, for instance, you worked your butt off all year long. Now you're going to go and you're going to file your taxes, and you're looking for a pretty big tax return, okay? But all of a sudden you go into your accountant types everything up, and you're supposed to get this tax return. They said somebody's already filed your taxes for you. They also get the money and they put it on like a green dot card or some kind of temporary credit card or temporary bank card or whatever, and now the money's gone and you can never get that back. Believe it or not, it is up. I deal with more accountants. Any of you ever paid attention to your kids' social security numbers? Me, I am 38 years old, and I can promise you this. My mom and dad did not pay attention to my social security number. It wasn't until I got into the Marine Corps that I really actually memorized my social security number and realized how detrimental it was. Then I started learning that people's credit was bad because their moms and dads did not have good credit, so they put their utilities for their home, like their water, their gas, their lighting, into their kids' names. And so what happened was with that, it ruined their kids' credit because they used their kids' social security number. There's another situation where a young girl was getting ready to go to college, and this is all from around here, and it turns out that her mom's sister, whatever, a couple years before, saw the social security number sitting on the mantle, so took it. And they went and they opened up an apartment complex, using identity theft, using the social security number of the daughter who at the time was in grade school. She was then going into college, but guess what? The college says, no, you make too much, blah, 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 blah. They ran all the numbers, and they couldn't figure out what was on. Well, it turns out it was the aunt that stole it a long time ago, but they never said nothing because that's identity theft. There are a lot of people I know that they date different people, men and women, and all of a sudden they don't know who they're dating, but that person has ill intent, so they go and they take people's social security numbers and they go open up accounts in those names. Think how bad the heroin epidemic is right now. Think how bad how illegal immigration is right now, how people are trying to come into this country. Think about how different states do different things. Yet if somebody gets a hold of your social security number, now they're pretending to be you. Now, when they pretend to be you in a court of law, a regular court of law, you're innocent until proven guilty. However, in a court with identity theft, you are guilty until proven innocent. So when they take your social security number and they start selling it, remember, that's just that one person. It got sold over 1,000 times within 24 hours. So you got to look at it like this. Look at it like over 1,000 people have your social security number using it. And the only time that we can even catch it, anybody can even catch it, not we, I'm talking about in general, is when somebody uses that number. Okay? So when they go out and they use that number, yes, then we can go get it back. We can restore, fix whatever else. But that's not what it's about. What it's about is you're never going to get your information back. When the bank puts all that information in and they put all your money back and everything else, and they're like, hey, we fixed you, great. What you need to ask the bank is this. Did you get my mother's social security number back? Did you get my social security number back? Did you get my mother's maiden name back? Now, let's go up to current day why the Equifax breach is so bad, okay? Equifax is one of the 3 credit bureaus. You got Expedient, you got Equifax, and you got TransUnion, okay? When Equifax got breached, okay, they didn't just get breached. They breached almost everybody in the United States. Now, right now, it's over past 145 million people, and that was your social security number, driver's license number. That's your kids' information, their social security numbers, your home address, all your emails, your logins, your passwords, okay? Now, they're using all that, and they're selling each thing one at a time for X amount of dollars per time they sell it. Do you understand why there's no way when somebody has to go fix their credit, so they're a victim of identity theft, here's what happens. It takes them years and thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to fix that very thing that the place that they had to trust got breached. And now we're finding out more and more that Equifax did it on purpose along with LifeLock. They sold people's information in order to protect people's information. In other words, they did it to make money. And since they did it to make money, there was not anything anybody could do about it because we were all vulnerable to the situation. Okay, if your kids are gonna go out and get a new car or get into college or something else like that, they need that social security number. Now they also they sell your driver's license information, your driver's license number, so people have your driver's license. Now think about it, it's not like somebody's just going up there. They have professionals doing this, and they charge maybe about $3-4 for your driver's license number, and now they're using your driver's license number. They get in a hit and run, so insurance companies come after you. Not just insurance companies come after you, but what if that person did a hit and run and somebody got killed? Now you've got a warrant for your arrest, but they're going to come arrest you because they used your driver's license number. Now, what else can they do? They can open up bank accounts in your number. That you can freeze yourself as much as you want to. That's go right ahead and freeze everything you got. Guess what? They're still going around and getting in a different way. They're just pretending to be somebody else using your numbers, your figures, your kid's name, your last name. They may even use your address, but only change it a few numbers so your neighbors have no clue why they're getting your mail, or there's a different name on it, so they just throw it away. But it's still going to you. In other words, these identity thieves, they've been doing it for a long time. Now, identity thieves can be some kid or adult sitting in their house or basement stealing them and selling them on the black web. It could also be college kids doing it to get a little extra money here and then selling them. It could be illegal aliens doing it because they're trying to get into the country legally. What else is identity theft? Identity theft means like places like Russia, China, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, India, all these people over there. Now think about it. India, it's got a lot of great, smart people. I mean, they go to college, they got all the education they want, but they don't have jobs. So what do? They steal your information. Not all of them. I'm just using it as an example where there's been actual crimes and we've been able to prove where it comes from. And now they take all that information, they start selling your phone numbers to the telemarketers out there, which aren't supposed to be calling you, which are doing it anyway. They are then selling all your information because they want to overturn our dollar in some cases. China would love to make our country go bankrupt and make our value of our dollar go down. Now, if you were to go do it, you could go, there's a site. If you want to check a look at a lot of data breaches, I'm going to give you sites that are free. Privacyrights.org, okay? Go on to privacyrights.org and you'll be able to see all the different data breaches that are going on, okay? And then you can also go, don't ever put anything free because that's not what it is. Now, this is a free site. It's annualcreditreport.com or .org. I forgot what it is. I think it's Annual Credit Report. Okay, the one that says free credit report, no, you have to pay for that. But if you go to annualcreditreport.com and go in there, you can get once a year your free credit report without purchasing anything. All right, identity theft is such a big deal that you need to start watching, looking at it. And then since everybody's information has been sold and stolen, we're just finding out in the last couple of weeks. We all heard about that big Yahoo breach. Well, Yahoo said, oh, nothing happened. I don't know if you knew this or not, but the CEO of Yahoo went to LifeLock. Kind of funny, huh? So, and everything I'm telling you is true. You can look it up. So all of a sudden, now they're saying that 3 billion emails, anything that you put into Yahoo back in 2013 up to current day, has been breached. Now, about a week and a half ago, they also released, do you guys remember using that space called MySpace? Almost everybody had a MySpace account. It was not as big as Facebook, but it was almost as big, and everybody had it. It was a social media platform, and people typed everything in. Every single password and name got breached. Now, yes, it's still around today. Everything in the cloud, everything on the World Wide Web never goes away. So the reason why is because people don't change their passwords. So whatever you're using for your first and last name, your email address, and then your password, what it is now they're using those passwords to breach your accounts. So yeah, and basically they're creating another you. They are getting TVs in your name. They're going to Rent-A-Center. Now, Sonic, they breached. Now, why with something like Sonic? Well, think about all your credit information that went in at Sonic. Okay, every time you went over to Sonic, you ran your credit card, debit card. You know, if you did anything except paid in cash, they have it on record. Think how many times you use your credit card in places like Walmart, Kmart, Costco, Sam's, and these places get breached all the time. And you can go on to privacyrights.com, look up data breaches, you can see everybody that's been breached. That's why this is very important. Identity theft is not a simple thing to go over with people. It's not a simple crime, because the criminals are smart. And people that think criminals are dumb, they're not. They're actually a lot smarter than most people, because it's free money to them. And they don't care about you or what goes on with you. They don't care if you're sitting in jail. There are people, over 10 million people a year are basically victims of this. Problem is, it's gone up. The new numbers are, I'm going to type it in right now. I'm going to go into my Google searches, if it'll let me. I'm going to type in, how many people are victims of identity theft per year. And I'm going to do a Google search. But remember, Google's never passed a bar exam or anything else. So right now, it's pulling up 17.6 million U.S. residents experienced identity theft in 2000. That was 2014, a little over 17.6 million, okay? And I want to give you statistics that are not coming from what I do, because yes, I know we have the best service in the world, and I'm not trying to sell you that. Right now, I'm just telling you why it's important to have an identity theft plan. Okay, if you want more information about identity theft, you're more than welcome to go to my sites, which I posted. However, with 145.5 million people with Equifax, okay? Now, Experian, they had a data breach, but they never reported it. Equifax had a data breach a couple years ago. They never reported it. TransUnion had an identity breach, but they never reported it. Now, that's on the World Wide Web. You can find all the correct information on it, but they didn't think it was important enough. The thing about it is, criminals don't rob banks anymore. What they do is they rob you by taking all of your information. You could either rob a person, get their wallet, and maybe make $5-10. Or you can rob a person through the internet, make $5, $10 per every time you sell their social security number, and make hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then sit on that information and keep selling it over and over again. Well, guess what? Did you know that it's not illegal to put it on there? Why? Our government's trying to make some changes to that. But right now, your information can be found in the black web if you know how to search the black web. Let me go down here. Let me scroll down a little bit. Give you a little bit. 15 million victims. And identity statistics, it's going to keep going up by about 15 million per year, they're talking about, okay? In 2016, it hit an all-time high. Of course, we already realized that. 41 million Americans have victims of identity theft, and that was October of 2016. So if you think about it, all of our credit bureaus have been hit. Jimmy John's has been breached. Our Department of Defense has been breached. My question to you is, what's stopping you from being a victim? And how long is it going to take you to clean everything up? I've had people all the time tell me, oh, well, somebody got me on land scams. That's identity theft. I was a personal victim of identity theft with my name, and that's the reason why I don't like people using my name, even though there's 3 other people with the same name as me. And I've been a victim of identity theft. My daughter's been a victim of identity theft. We were able to stop it with my company, so she'll never be breached. But we're still victims. We are all victims in some way, shape, or form. Anybody in the United States and Canada can be victims. And remember, that counts our territories also. So what you need to do is you need to check your credit currently. You need to make sure your bank, you have strong security passwords. You need to make sure you're changing your passwords at all times. You need to find a strong monitoring company that, because you're already breached, each time you get breached again, which means somebody's caught, they can go over and seal it instead of charging you each time. We offer a service such as that. Now, the reason why I wanted to go over all this with you is for a point, okay? It's because none of us, we all have this easy feeling, oh, we're okay, it's never going to happen to us kind of mainframe. I've got bad credit, they don't care, they don't want none of my stuff. That's not true. Guess what? We can all become victims of identity theft. But the fact is, when are we going to open up our eyes and see that it's a lot worse than what it is? Now, 70% of all situations that are dealing with identity theft, 70%, think about that for a minute, 70%, I'm going to pull up another statistic here, but 70% has some kind of legal situation, which means they have to go to court. They have to fight it. You have to prove it's not you. How do you do that? How do you prove you are who you are? Everybody's like, well, it's just me. No, we think people know who we are. We don't. We are a number. In the military, a lot of guys used to get barcodes tattooed on the back of their necks because we're just nothing but a number. And as funny as that is, with the identity theft world, it actually makes a lot of sense because they don't care who you physically are. If your numbers are matching up with the wanted ads or you owe ads or your kids' numbers, they're coming after you. And I'm talking about the feds are coming after you at the local, state levels. They're all coming after you. You're never going to get your tax returns back. And every single year, unless you do something about it, which can cost you thousands, if not millions of dollars, it's going to continually be a reoccurrence. So you see why I put all this stuff with identity theft on my page, because I believe in it strongly that it's an epidemic. I mean, this is worse. I am one of these people that I fight all kinds of causes out there. But right now, this is destroying families, it's destroying reputations, it's destroying people, all because somebody decided to break into a bank. Now, hospitals get broken in. Did you know medical fraud, medical identity fraud also was one in the top 10? Why? Because you don't even know when someone actually steals all your information. They go in and get a wheelchair too, put it on the black market, sell it, sell different things, go in and get meds. I mean, you could be contributing to a child getting meds because you lost your information and now they're taking it and getting meds and they're putting it on your insurance. Well, when you look at your insurance, you probably wonder why it's so high. Well, if you start looking, like, I never had a wheelchair, I never needed crutches, because the hospitals will just give you that stuff as long as Medicare, Medicaid, AARP, all these different places will pay for it. And you're looking at yourself like, well, no wonder why medical is so high. No wonder why my insurance is so high. It's not for the fact that the hospitals, because medical identity or medical theft in the identity field is so high. And like I said, that is just one of the areas of identity theft. So not only do you have your financial, you also have your personal, you also have your medical. So in other words, you need to go out there and do something about it. Now, I can't find what I was looking for. So the whole point is this. If you can find a good company that'll do it for you, if you can go out there and not have to worry about it, and you have somebody that can guide you through everything, and they got private investigators, you need to find a good company out there that can monitor for you. But you can't believe places like LifeLock and Equifax who've already been in trouble. And these aren't scare tactics, and I know people think they do, but let me ask you this. Equifax got breached. Okay, Equifax got breached. Now they want to give you free identity theft service from the very company that got breached. That's like you inviting the criminal back in that just robbed you. And now you're going to have them house sit for you. How is that fair to you or anybody in your family or anything else? Okay? So that's what we have to be wary of. And yes, I got some people asking me right now, they're interested. But like I said, I want you to be aware of what identity theft is and make sure you always have a live person to actually walk you through it. What happens if your mom or dad become victims of identity theft? Okay? Now, why do I say it like that? Because they don't have the computer know-how that you and I do. They don't have all the, stuff that you and I need. But the thing about it is, take for instance with ID Shield, which is what we offer, we have a person 24 hours a day, 7 days a week that's going to walk you through it, and we go fix it for you. We don't want you to fix it. We know your time matters. So, I got a couple of my buddies out there fishing still on the river. It's getting dark, and they're out there fishing, watching this while they're on the boat. Sorry, that was kind of funny. If you want to go fishing and you don't want to worry about it, make sure you understand identity theft is your social security number, your driver's license number, your passport number, okay? It is all your passwords, your home address. Identity theft is somebody that takes you and becomes you and creates a different person, but they just change maybe a birth date, a name, an address, or a phone number, okay? My name is Jeffrey Jansen, and I'm going to keep doing different things like this so you understand what identity theft is, identity fraud is. See, you understand that, think about it. Places like Blockbuster that are out of business now, do you not think they would just take their information here, just take it and give it to somebody? I think the biggest thing I saw the other day was on the local news. And this is local. WGM reported that over in Missouri, somebody posted from the Missouri State Lottery, if you get over $500-$600, okay, you have to give your social security number. Somebody posted everybody for that year's social security numbers on social media. They posted every single social security number. That's a local case. Now, let me ask you this. Somebody in the Missouri lottery posted everybody's social security number. How on earth do these things happen, and why are they happening? We have to be more proactive on how it works. Go to my webpage and take a look, and get information, or send me a text or send me a message, and I'll get you more information. But remember this, each and every one of you is important, and don't let somebody else pretend to be you. I've been a victim of identity theft, and I can guarantee almost everybody else has too. They just don't know it yet. And if you don't know it, you need to find out. And you can't trust fake websites or fake news or fake people trying to tell you, or companies that are trying to get your money one end but sell it on the other. And I don't care, because it's important that you secure what's most valuable to you, your kids, yourself, because each and every one of you matters. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. I hope this was some useful information for you. I hope you look on my page and take a look that's what we specialize in, is identity theft. We have over 5,000 employees on our identity theft side, which works for a company called Kroll, which everything is in-house. We don't sell anything out. We do everything inside, and we're over 45 years old. And I hope you take the time to take a look. And I think each day I'm going to do one of these. I got to do a lot of stuff on here to get information out to people. But I want to make sure that people understand it. I don't want you just come thinking I'm trying to sell you my product. I always want you to know how important identity theft is and what you need to do. So go to that. Do not go to the free annual credit report. Go to annualcreditreport.com. Take a look at your credit once a year, and that one's free. Okay. Also, what was the other site I told you to take a look at? Privacyrights.org. Take a look on there. You can see all the different breaches. But remember this. Your identity, who you are, has nothing to do with your credit. Only 17%. It has to do with your social security number being sold and sold and sold millions of times. As your driver's license being sold over and over again, and people using them, and then it coming back to hurt you because, well, they don't actually exist, but you do. Okay? Your banks, they're going to take good care of you. But guess what? Wells Fargo had a breach. And that's fine. They can put everybody's money back in. But you know what they don't get back your numbers. I mean, when did they go and get back money? They might have got back money, but they didn't get back your mother's maiden name, your driver's license number, your social security number, your kids' numbers, your kids' social security numbers. They didn't get back your license plate numbers. They didn't get back your passport numbers. They did not get past your college ID numbers. You know how many people out there are using college ID numbers? They like to steal them so they can get discounts on books and everything else. How many MySpace passwords were out there that are now breached? Even though MySpace you didn't even think was existing anymore, but now they got your passwords and your birth dates because you had to put your birth date in and your full name. Okay? Think about it. Equifax is one of the top 3 credit bureaus. Everything you have to do just for a credit scan, credit search, credit history, every time you bought a new car, a new house, went for loans, food stamps, whatever it is, Department of Defense, oh my gosh, they have more information on us than anybody else. I mean, they got our private records even. What I'm saying is get yourself a good company out there. Take a look at ours if you want. However, I want you to go look for yourself, because I think a well-informed person can make an educated decision. Remember that. The more you inform yourself, no matter how boring it is, the better you're going to be tomorrow for what your actions you take today. All right, my name is Jeff Jansen. I got to get to a couple people that are asking me to contact them privately offline because they are needing more information. Just know this. Each and every one of you is important, and I look forward to talking to each and every one of you soon. Have a great Columbus Day, everybody. Tomorrow's Columbus Day. And like I said, I'll be working on Columbus Day. I do not have my daughter tomorrow. She'll be with her mother. My beautiful little girl will be with her mother tomorrow. So anyway, have a great evening, everybody. And my phone's going to be on all night tonight. If you want to give me a call, my phone number is 217-316-0219. Talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.